Okay, I am back again. I figured before I come out swinging and just dive into talking and ranting about all the things I have to talk and rant about, um, I'd give a little background and I guess why and how I got into bodybuilding, um, who the fuck I am basically. So I grew up in Wisconsin, a small town called Lake Mills. Um, Went to college at UW-Madison. So in high school, I was always a big track runner, pretty decent. Made it to state a few times, subtle flex. And then I ran club track in college at UW-Madison. Um, and when I went to college, I was originally declared dietetics. And then kind of learned more about the program and the outlook on that, and I switched. I ended up majoring in economics and communications. Um, but yeah, anyways, I after college started working for a construction company. I still at that company, just moved to various different positions. Um, After club track too. Okay, so like kind of getting into it. I started to weightlift a little after track in college. I did a lot of running. I would do like half marathons, 5Ks. I did a lot of hits and Peloton classes. I was basically always pretty passionate about like exercise and working out and nutrition. And then eventually in like 2020, I think it was like a COVID thing, I started studying more. I got my CPT and CNC, so Certified Personal Trainer and Nutrition Coach. And I ended up doing a lot more research on my own time. So after college, I guess I worked in Madison for a year, then I moved up to Appleton. Um, and I was there for like a year or two, and then I made the move to Green Bay. Um, and I guess after college in Madison, everyone knows Madison's a big party school, right? But I guess all throughout my, like, wow, I'm gonna say low 20s, that hurts. I was kind of known as like a party girl. Like, I could hold my liquor and have a good time, you know? I still like lifted a lot. This is all like moving into like me living in Green Bay. Still lifted a lot. I taught a boot camp at 5 a.m. twice a week at a local gym. But then social life kind of got the best of me. I got really wrapped up in that lifestyle because at that point in my life, I kind of thought that was just expected of me because I had that reputation with like at work, with friends, family even. Everyone was like, "Oh, Gabby's here. We bring out the beer." Basically, that kind of flows. I also, I guess, wasn't so had a lot of partying. You know, me and my friends, we went out drinking all the freaking time. Kind of a shit show every single weekend. Weeknights, I mean, like it was pretty bad. I also had a lot of bad situationships, and I mean like bad. Um, and that just kind of led to more toxic behavior and bad decisions. Um, at one point, I legitimately broke my foot riding one of those bird scooters, pretty tuned up at like 1:30 a.m. and that was really not my best moment. Um, I never said no to anything. If anyone invited me to any bar, pretty much I was there. I was the one that you could always designated drinking buddy. That was me. And I don't know. I guess that was part of like fear of missing out or fear if I said no, people would stop inviting me. Um, and reality of it was I was not happy at all with myself or anything. Like, I don't think I was ever more self-loathing in my life. I thought the way to make that better would just be, you know, go out and be social or try to make sure other people liked me. I definitely thought I needed that external validation. And then I guess fast forward to like 2022, I did 75 hard challenge. If you never heard of it, it's like 75 days, no booze, you follow a diet, 2 workouts a day of 45 minutes each. One had to be outdoors. I did this in the dead of winter in Wisconsin. So there were some rough days, but like I did it, and that was pretty nice. What else is there? You got to read 10 pages a day of like a nonfiction book. So actually, this is where I started learning a lot more, and a lot of like inspirational, motivating books. I feel like there's more. Oh, you gotta drink a gallon of water a day, progress photo every day. Yeah, I think that's about it. But after I successfully did that helped a lot in the right direction. I was a lot more at peace with myself. I was more comfortable saying no to like going out and stuff like that. But then I did that in the winter 2022, and then summer rolls around, and summer in Green Bay, Wisconsin. I mean anywhere in Wisconsin. When they say like all the top drunkest cities are in Wisconsin, they are not lying. Like it's a thing. So that was just kind of the culture, and I had that reputation where it's just like, oh, whatever, yeah, okay, Gabby will go, of course. But anyways, then fast forward into bodybuilding. This whole time I was still working out pretty consistently, but I was missing more like structure and discipline with like sticking to, I mean, like I knew how to eat right and all that stuff, but sticking to it myself and not drinking was the big one. I mean, like at work and stuff, you always have like happy hours or like, hey, let's go get lunch, all that stuff, I just went along with that. And then I also like started to miss the competitive side of me. Like I missed competing in track. I missed like being part of something or like working towards a goal, I guess. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. So I ended up reaching out to a friend from high school. I saw she had recently done a bodybuilding show like the summer before, and I was like, hey, like who's your coach? Like how'd you get into this? Whatever. She ended up giving me his information, so I reached out, and I was genuinely curious, and I really had no idea what bodybuilding was, or like how big it was, and like how I had no idea. I was new here. So I got in contact with the coach. He said, all right, let's do this pretty much. And he's still my coach, best coach ever. But we basically dove headfirst. This is last year. This is 2023. It's like February. We basically dove headfirst into an 18-week prep. So I mean, I had I was pretty muscular. Like I worked out, lifted consistently. I've always kind of been just in an athlete's body, I guess, put it that way. Also, really good genetics. That's what I've learned. That was the first thing I learned. How much a role genetics plays into bodybuilding. But you know what? I am forever thankful that these linebacker shoulders are finally getting put to use. But yeah, I instantly fell in love with bodybuilding. My first show last summer, I did a local show in Milwaukee and ended up winning my class for my first show. Fell short in the overall, but it was a really exciting thing for me. And I instantly, like, I knew, like, I love this sport. It's like, it's just me. It's what I'm most passionate about now. But in the middle of my prep last year, I moved from Wisconsin down to Iowa for an opportunity for work. So I'm down here close to like Iowa City. I'm working on a construction site at the University of Iowa until March 2026. So yeah, that's how I got here. I learned so much in the process of leading up to my first show. And I decided there's no way I'm done. Like, no. Like, we didn't even do really a building phase or anything. Like, not like there's so much more potential, I guess. I was like, I'm not stopping there. I'm not satisfied. I'm never freaking satisfied. Um, but yeah, so I invested a lot more in like learning material on bodybuilding. I've been fully immersed in the sport ever since. It really made me do a 180 in my life. I mean, like, not only working out and physique wise, like, yes, that did a 180 too, but like, as far as like my discipline across all areas of life means so much to me that I got it discipline tatted on my arm. That tattoo actually means a lot to me, um, but even across like work, I noticed that like I put 100% into bodybuilding, like, and that translates everywhere. So I put 100% into my work. I noticed like I'm performing a lot better at work. Financially, I'm much more disciplined financially, like extremely. I mean, really, you go from racking up probably a couple $100 tabs, maybe multiple times a week. The cost of bodybuilding is, yeah, bodybuilding's expensive, but like the trade-off there, I will take it any day. And that's really all I spend my money on, is that and like vacations, trips. I love traveling. But yeah, I mean, after my first show and like still continuing bodybuilding, like I am me, and like I have never felt more at peace with myself. And I mean, obviously in the process it's hard because all those friends like you used to go out drinking with, I'm pretty much don't talk to anymore. Anyone, even like family members, I know it's definitely put a strain on relationships, which I'm gonna make a separate video talking about like relationships and how like bodybuilding's impacted that, because that's definitely been the hardest part of it all. But like at some point you kind of just got to be like, okay, what do you want? What makes me happy? What makes me feel like most me? And like that is the sport. Like, I don't know, I can't even put into words like how much I love it. I love the process. I love the ups. I love the downs. I love the days where I'm freaking starving. I love the days where, you know, you can hardly take another bite because you're just eating so much rice. But yeah, that's pretty much my story on how I got into bodybuilding, and now I am 8 weeks out from my second show, and this prep has been a roller coaster, but we are really on the right track now, and I could not be more excited. And I also could not be more grateful that I found my coach and this sport, and honestly, that it's truly brought out the best version of me. So, yeah.